students, I am Dr. Bijen Narayan, Principal, Jamnilal College, Hajipur, and today I am talking to you regarding Michelson interferometer, which is a topic covered in TDS Physics Honors Part 2, and this is covered in paper 3rd. Now see, what is Michelson interferometer? Instruments which work on the principle of interference are called interferometers. Some of these work on the phenomenon of interferences based on beams from two coherent sources, and some on the interference of diffracted beams. The Michelson interferometer utilizes the interference of the primary beams from two coherent sources. Now let us see what is the meaning of coherent sources. Beams from a coherent source have a constant phase relationship. In absence of constant phase relationship, light beams cannot interfere to give fringes. It can be bright or dark. The time duration for which the interfering beams maintain a constant phase relationship is known as coherence time, and under bracket a temporal coherence, which is equal to 10 to the power minus 8 to 9 seconds or less, because this is the time for which a number of atomic emitters of an extended source maintain a predictable phase relation among themselves. The coherent length is the equivalent term for it. Means if we want to have interference fringes, the coherence time must be less than 10 to the power minus 9 seconds. Means after the arrangement is such that if you want interference of beams after this time interval, then there is no interference. Means only between that short period this phenomena of fringes can be realized. Now come to the construction of Michelson interferometer. There are two front silvered mirrors, M1 and M2, and they are fully reflecting. As you know, mirror is reflecting. It can be half reflecting, it can be fully reflecting. Means if it is half reflecting, 50% of light will get reflected and 50% will get transmitted. But when we say that it is fully reflecting, means the total light incident on the surface of this fully reflecting mirror will get reflected 100%. This is the meaning of fully reflecting. They are mutually perpendicular to each other as shown in the schematic diagram, that is figure 1. Means these two mirrors as placed in the figure is also appearing to be perpendicular to each other. Now there is a glass plate P, light silver, means silvering, that is coating, is not deep, it is light silvered on the side facing M2. Now light from a coherent source S is incident at the glass plate at an angle of 45 degree. See the picture, that is figure 1. There are two mirrors M1 and M2, and these two mirrors has facilities of getting moved. Basically M2 and M1 has got few screws at the back of itself. With the help of these screw, the tilting is given. Okay. Also the tilt of M2 can be adjusted by means of an accurate screw. but the movement of M2 can be done only up to 10 to the power minus 5 centimeter. That is of the order of lambda by 5 of the visible range of light. As we know, visible range of light is from 4000 angstrom unit to 7600 angstrom unit. Means if you want to have fringes, you have to give movement or make orientation to the mirrors, give orientation to the mirrors. Now let us come to the working part of it. Light from the coherent source S splits at the plate P into beams A and B. Let it be A and B. In fact, you can say A plate P is a beam splitter. Now see, beams A and B get reflected as A dash and B dash respectively. Parts of A dash and B dash marked as A double dash, B double dash respectively interfere themselves to create interference fringes that is detected by an observer eye or a telescope. This is in figure 1. Figure 2 is given to make clear how figure 1 is equivalent to a parallel sided thin air film and the way the light beams travel and interfere together to form films. The working of Michelson interferometer will give us how the theory is involved to give us the fringes. Now see, the working of Michelson interferometer is in fact equivalent to air film. Figure 2 gives you the clarity. Between two parallel plates whose both faces are reflecting. To be precise, a vertical image M2 dash is formed just parallel to M1 due to reflection of light beam B dash from the plate P. The vertical image M2 dash is another plate of this parallel plate combination. Now you may wonder why this vertical image M2 dash is given there in figure 1 where the M2 is on the right side and perpendicular to M1. In fact, the image of the mirror M2, if seen through the plate, the silver plate, will get transformed as M2 dash, and that is why it is written as M2 dash and not M2. M2 is another place for mirror M2. So the vertical image M2 dash is another plate of this parallel plate combination. The situation is then exactly as in figure 2. To note, the compensating plate in the right arm between thinly silvered plate P and M2 is not necessary in case a monochromatic light source is used. In fact, when we consider the path covered by these two beams, what happens that the beam going towards M1 crosses twice the thick plate P. So in this way there is a difference of the path length between the beam going towards M1 and the beam going towards M2. So in that case we will have to put another plate parallel to P1 to compensate the extra part that the beam going towards M1 takes. But when the beam is monochromatic, in that case there is no need of compensating the extra path by plating another path known as compensating plate. This is the meaning of compensating plate. Now let us go ahead. In the direction inclined to the normal to M1 at an angle theta, the path difference referred to figure 2 between the superposed disturbances is 2d cos theta, where d is separation between M1 and M2 dash. This situation can be realized when the case of interference phenomena in parallel sided moderately thin plates is considered. In Michelson interference, phenomena produces fringes of equal inclination, also known as Haidinger fringes, which are different from Newton type fringes, that is Newton rings we usually know. one gets Newton type fringes when air film of equal thickness is considered. The glass plate and the convex lens placed on it create air film of equal thickness. A microscope is used to observe Newton type fringes and a telescope to observe Haidinger fringes. So it is important to understand what type of difference is this. In fact, Newton type fringes are formed such that they are localized. So microscope will do there. Through the microscope you can see it. But with the help of telescope only see the things at infinity. And that is in case of Haidinger fringes we observe. Now the reason is that is why I have given the reason. The reason is the former is localized and the latter is at infinity. So for anything at infinity, not only the fringes located should be seen with the help of a telescope, and that is why Haidinger fringe, which is located at infinity, is observed only through telescope and not microscope. Now with these details for much clarity, let us come to the two interfering beams in the case of Michelson interferometer. Now the phase difference between the two light beams delta is equal to 2 pi upon lambda into path difference, which is 2d cos theta. Here angle theta is same for the two rays when m is parallel to m2 dash, that is m1 is parallel to m2 dash, and d is the distance between m1 and m2 dash. See here, fringes are, both the fringes, that is dark and light, they are all at an angle theta, it is shown here. So that is why already we have seen that these are the fringes of equal inclination, that is Haidinger fringes. Now to note, the compensating plate in the beam arm between thinly silvered plate P and M2 is not necessary in case a monochromatic light used for fringe formation. The resulting intensity is I equal to 2A square under bracket 1 plus cos delta, where each beam has amplitude A. From the principle of formation of bright and dark fringes and conservation of energy, this intensity is equal to 4A square cos square delta by 2. When delta is 2p pi, I is equal to I maximum. When delta is equal to 2p plus 1 pi, I comes equal to I minimum. Here p is an integer. Integer means 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the integers. The maximum and minima occurred at value of theta is given as cos theta is equal to p lambda by 2d, and cos theta is equal to p plus half lambda by 2d. See here, in both cases we are writing as cos theta because these are the fringes of equal inclination. In one case it is bright fringe, in another case at the same angle, same inclination, it is dark fringe. Now the phase difference between the two superposed disturbances is P2 pi, where P is called the order of fringes. With the Michelson fringes, the order is a maximum at the center of the pattern, and here this fringes pattern is circular. Why? Because these mirror M1 and M2 are perpendicular to each other. When we change the orientation of this M1 and M2, now this M2 is found as M2 dash. Changes, that is the shape of fringes, depends upon the mutual orientation of the two plane mirrors M1 and M2. Again, suppose that mirror M1 is moved such that D is decreased. It means the path difference between the disturbances is decreased over the whole field of view, and a fringe of given order corresponding to a given path difference will move toward the center of the pattern. Here the pattern is circular and disappear. So the phenomena of fringe appearance occurs each time D is decreased by lambda. As d is decreased steadily, theta must decrease more and more rapidly to maintain the order. The result is the fringes become more widely spaced as, see here, cos theta p minus cos theta p minus 1. This is due to two fringes considered, and difference comes equal to lambda upon 2d. Difference comes equal to lambda upon 2d. Lambda is fixed, d is also fixed, so this thickness is fixed. When d is 0, the whole field of view is of uniform intensity. Here, when we have considered the formation of fringes, there is a value of d. But when d turns 0, the whole field of view is of uniform intensity. Means this m1 and m2 dash just touches each other. D is 0. It is the meaning d being 0. And what happens? And it is occupied by order fringe. If one moves the mirror such that d increases, fringes appear from the center of the pattern and spread over the field of view. Visibility. Now let us consider what is the visibility. Means how intense the fringes look like. Visibility V is equal to E max minus E minimum. Here E max is the maximum intensity and E minimum is the minimum, and E max the same. So with this formula we find for a monochromatic light V is equal to 1. V is equal to 1 and is constant over the field of view. So if the intensity is same, visibility is same, in that case you can't differentiate between two fringes. As we know, the intensity distribution function is given as I is equal to 4a square cos square delta by 2 as per equation 2. Intensity maximum or bright fringes are available when cos delta 2 is equal to plus minus 1, or delta by 2 is equal to p pi, or delta is equal to 2 p pi implies 2d is equal to p lambda, or delta is equal to 2 pi upon lambda into 2x2 minus x1. x2 and x1 are the distances. If the distance of mirror m2 is given as x2 and x1 is the distance from mirror m1. Now d is x2 minus x1, that is the difference in the distance of two mirrors. So with the help of this we find delta is equal to 2p pi. If one plot the intensity pattern function, in the intensity distribution function with d, he or she finds maxima and minima of fringes as given below, that is in figure 3 depicts it. Change of d is brought by shifting the position of movable mirror m1. The picture 3 shows the situation. The value of d into x2 minus x1 is being varied with change of position of m2, which is at a distance of x2 from plate P, with the condition that 2d by c must be equal or less than tc, tau c, which is a condition for temporal coherence. The temporal coherence gives the measure of time duration for which the interfering beams maintains a constant phase relation, because constant phase relation is important for having fringes. A desired necessity for fringes is the constant phase relation. Let us consider two wavelengths lambda 1 and lambda 2. The continuous fringe pattern represents for the wavelength lambda 1 and the broken curve represents fringe pattern due to wavelength lambda 2. Figure 3 shows this thing. That is 2d is equal to p lambda 1 is equal to p lambda. That is, we have simply for convenience taken lambda 1 as lambda only, because we have to find a difference of another wavelength. That is why lambda 1 we have just made it equal to lambda, and that is why this is given as lambda 1 is equal to 2. 2d is equal to 2 lambda 2 is equal to p into lambda plus d lambda, because lambda 2 is another wavelength just different from lambda 1. So simply we have written it as p into lambda plus d lambda. For the resolution of two wavelengths, lambda 1 and lambda 2, the maximum due to one falls on the minimum due to the other. In this position, no fringes will be observed. Thus p into lambda 2 minus lambda 1 is equal to p d lambda, which is finally equal to lambda upon 2, implies what we get, lambda by d lambda is equal to 2p. That is, resolving power lambda by d lambda is equal to 2pi. It means resolving power does not depend upon the characteristic parameters of the device, unlike in the case of grating, in which resolving power depends upon the fringe order p and the total number of lines on the grating. But if we find that RP of a Fabry parameter interferometer is greater than in the case of Michelson meter. So what we find here finally is that the resolving power of a Michelson meter is, unlike in the case of grating, in which resolving power depends upon the fringe order P and the total number of lines on the grating. But in the case of resolving power of a Fabry meter, what we find is that it is greater than in the case of Michelson interferometer. Now come to the application part of it. Michelson interferometer is an important device discovered by Michelson. Let us come to the whole story of it. M1 is moved such that the thickness of the air film increases. Then from 2d cos theta is equal to p lambda, we can say that cos theta must decrease. The reason is that p, which is order here, denotes order here, of the fringe is constant. In case of increase, the value of cos theta must decrease. That is, theta increase means fringes move out and the fringes of higher order go on appearing at the center. Conversely, if d is decreased, the fringes move inwards and the innermost fringes shrink towards the center and vanish. Now we count the number of fringes n, let us it be n, capital N, which appear or disappear at the center of the field of view as M1 is moved by a measured distance delta d. For the two views at the center, we have 2d is equal to p lambda and 2d plus delta d is equal to p plus minus capital N under bracket into lambda, where p is an integer or half integer or anything. That is, lambda is equal to 2 delta d upon n. Now come to the other application where Michelson meter is very useful. It is useful for the determination of difference of two closed wavelengths, standardization of meter scale, also determination of Earth's motion through ether. In fact, the concerned experiment is known as the Michelson-Morley experiment, which established that there is no ether medium as such. Absence of ether helps scientists confirm that light moves with constant velocity irrespective of frame of reference, which is one of the postulates of Einstein's theory of relativity. Because Einstein's theory of relativity got a great boost, a strength with the help of this Michelson-Morley experiment, which could prove that there is no ether through which the light moves, and that is why Einstein could establish that light has a constant velocity and it moves with the same velocity irrespective of frame of reference. moving frame of reference. So that was a very important result which could be had with the help of this Michelson-Morley experiment. The fifth use is Michelson interferometer is also used to detect gravitational waves. This is very important. Again, it is used to make a delay line interferometer which converts the phase modulation into amplitude modulation. Again, there is one more uses. It is used in astronomical interferometer, and there are certain other application which we are not able to mention all, but these are very important applications, and we are looking for more applications to be discovered of this Michelson detector. Thank you.